From the toys that shaped our society to the games we played growing up, if it was a staple of your childhood, it's Pop History! I'm JD Witherspoon, and this is Pop History, everyone, a game show suitable for all ages. Today, we're unboxing the history of toys and games. From Tickle Me Elmo to Uno, from Mario to Monopoly, we're putting the game in Game Show. And we got 3 contestants who all want to take home the high score. So let's meet our players, shall we? You will not find anyone who loves board games more than our first contestant. He's reviewed hundreds of games from the most popular to the most obscure. He's one half of the YouTube channel Shelfside. Please welcome Ashton. How are you, Ashton?
Hello, glad to be here.
So Ashton, what's a board game that you absolutely love that you might not be maybe a household name, but that you can always enjoy?
Yeah, I would say this guy right here, War of the Ring. It's a Lord of the Rings game. It's gigantic, good versus evil, giant armies going across Middle Earth.
All right.
Fun stuff.
All right, nice. Now on to our next contestant, who is a renowned rare toy collector and the owner of Toy Downstairs. Please welcome Shane Turgeon.
Morning, how are you?
Shane, what's the one toy that you are still in search of? What are you looking for?
You know, I'm really big on collecting toys and prototypes of the toys. So I'm always looking for those rare items from prototypes. So vintage Star Wars wax sculpts or G.I. Joe wax sculpts, those are the kind of the holy grails for me. So.
Oh, there you go. All right. I feel like Gary Vee is running around stealing them from yard sales right now. All right, now we have got our next contestant, our final contestant. From unboxing videos to hunting down rare finds, our final contestant really knows his toys and games, and he's obsessed with vintage retro toys and has a gigantic community of fans. Please welcome Craig Roberts. Craig, how you doing, Craig?
Doing well. How are you doing, man?
I'm hanging, man. We're having fun. We're learning some pop history. We're doing it. You know, I actually have a question for you. What is the rarest, most retro vintage toy that you own in your collection right now, if you could say?
It would probably be the vintage TMNT scratch figure. It's pretty kind of harder to come by, and to get the pieces to complete it is pretty pricey. So I would have to say scratch.
All right, with that, those are our 3 players, but let's first review these rules, shall we? We've got 3 rounds of pop history for you. The top 2 scorers after round 1 will move on. Now the winner from round 2 will move on to the final round, where they'll face our mystery history expert for a chance to take home the grand prize of $500. Players, let's hit the start button and begin our first game, Pop the Question. Now in this round, we've got 6 balloons shown visually on the board, and behind each balloon is a question and a corresponding score for a correct answer. Now the more points the balloon is worth, the harder the question. And there are 100 total points up for grabs in round 1. The first person to buzz in after the question is read gets to guess first, but if you answer incorrectly, your opponents get a chance to steal. That is, unless it's a multiple choice question, in which case you only have 1 shot at game show glory. Okay, so to buzz in, players, you're going to raise your hand from below the screen up into the frame. Let's pop the first question. The red balloon for 5 points. Mario is the titular hero of Nintendo's highest grossing franchise, but what is the name of his main antagonist? Ashton.
Bowser.
There you go. You got it correct. Bowser. Bowser is Mario's antagonist. We are on to our blue balloon for 10 points, everyone. What classic toy was a hot topic of debate when its parent company decided to change their name in 2021? Well, we're waiting on the answer. We're trying to figure this out. We'll see. Does anybody know? It is Mr. Potato Head. Hasbro actually dropped Mr. from the logo and the brand together because they wanted to promote gender equality and inclusion, but the toys themselves are still called Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. We're on to our green balloon for 15 points, everybody. Now, what is a game based on the Swahili word meaning to build? Okay, Shane?
I'm gonna take a stab at Jumanji.
Jumanji. Oh, it starts with a J. I'll give you a hint, but it's not Jumanji. Oh, Ashton for the steal?
Jenga.
Jenga. There it is. Okay. There it is. I kind of gave him the alley-oop on that one. But yes, Jenga, the game which was actually created by Leslie Scott, born in Tanzania, and the Swahili word she based it on was kujenga. Yeah, you learn something every day. All right, we're moving on to our yellow balloon for 20 points. This is a multiple choice question, everybody, so no stealing. Who patented the landlord's game in 1904, which would become the inspiration for Monopoly almost 30 years later? Is it A, Ruth Handler, B, Adeline D.T. Whitney, C, Elizabeth Maggie, or D, Eleanor Abbott? Craig?
C, Elizabeth Maggie.
I believe that is correct. That is correct. Craig, good job. All right, we're gonna move on to our orange balloon for 25 points. Here we go. Released in 2005, which American Girl doll was the first ever Latina Girl of the Year? But I feel like these boys never played with dolls, so they might not know, but we will wait and see. Any ideas?
I wouldn't want to butcher that. No.
They don't want to disrespect the Latina doll, but I will tell you all, it is Marisol Luna. Yes, no points for anyone on the board, but Marisol was also the first Girl of the Year of color. That's really interesting. Look at that. We got some tidbits for you. All right, we're moving on to the purple balloon, everybody. This is the last question, by the way, guys, just letting you know, for 25 points. What Black-owned toy company created Baby Nancy in the late 1960s, which became the first mass-produced black doll for young children? I'd be very, very curious if y'all get this. I'm waiting to see. I'm gonna see if y'all got it.
I was not born.
Anybody? No? With that being said, the answer is Shindana Toys. Yes. Listen, Baby Nancy was the most popular toy in California in 1969. I gotta call my relatives and ask them if they're aware of that. What a round though, everybody. Now, let's check those scores. Unfortunately, with only 0? Oh my goodness, it's okay, no big deal. With only 0 points, Shane, you will not be moving on to the next round, and it is time to say game over. But it's always gonna be a great game for you because you got all those toys, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would like to borrow like at least a third shelf. But thank you so much for playing with us, all right?
Thanks for having me.
We're now down to 2 players, everybody. Two. We're now down to 2 players who think they've got the knowledge to take on our mystery history expert in the final round, but only one of you can pass go and collect way more than $200. Let's play a little game I like to call Shelf Life. All right, so for each question in this round, we will display 3 different toys on the screen. It's your job to determine which of those toys hit American shelves first. If you can correctly identify the toy with the longest shelf life, you win the points. Each question will be worth 50 points, and then a steal will net you a solid 25. So it's still anybody's game. Let's see our first set of toys. Question number 1. Yahtzee, Play-Doh, and Matchbox cars. Craig.
Play-Doh.
Oh, no, not correct. Ashton, would you like to steal?
Yes. Yahtzee.
Oh, wrong. Matchbox cars is actually the correct answer, and neither of them scored a point. My goodness.
Wow.
Question number 2. Uno, Dungeons and Dragons, and the Pet Rock. Craig.
I'm gonna go with Uno.
Yes, Craig, you got it correct. Look at you. You got it right. Good job. Proud of you. We're moving on to question number 3. Here it is. My Little Pony, Cabbage Patch Dolls, and Rubik's Cube. I saw Ashton throw it up a little bit quicker. What are you thinking, Ashton?
Rubik's Cube.
Yes, you got it correct, Ashton, right off the bat. Okay. We're moving on to question number 4. Here it is. Koosh Ball, Game Boy, and Transformers. Craig.
Game Boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ashton, would you like to steal?
Koosh Ball.
No, both of you are wrong. It's Transformers, robots in the sky. I am Optimus Prime. We're moving on to question number 5, and Ashton and Craig, this is the last question, so get ready. Here it is. Super Soaker, Tamagotchi, and Razor Scooter. Craig.
Super Soaker.
Ding, 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 ding. You got it correct. Yes, you got it off the bat. There it is. Super Soaker is the right answer. We have reached the end of this round's shelf life, everybody. So let's check in on the scoreboard and see who will be moving on to our final round. So unfortunately, it seems that Ashton could not hit the high score needed and will not be moving on to the next round. We are so sorry to see you go, but thank you for being here. This has been fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Craig, you have played a great game so far, my friend, and now it is time for the boss level. You have one final round where you will battle our mystery history expert, and you must defeat them in order to take home the grand prize. You know his adorable kids, Sophia and James, from their channel Action Movie Kids, but he's the dad that makes all the magic happen. Joining us with over 1.8 million subscribers and counting, it's Action Movie Dad himself, Daniel Hashimoto. You know what? I am a subscriber of yours. I love your content, man. I've been watching that stuff for a few years. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. It's all because of you.
Listen, I know that you and your family love to play board games, but there are a few classic games that your kids really enjoy, but aren't as high on your personal list. So, I mean, what's the story there?
Candyland and Chutes and Ladders, very, very popular games, but there is never a game of them that goes by genuinely without some, shall we say, blatant cheating going on between any child over 6, probably. So just the odds of hitting that big ladder, just the probability factor, it doesn't feel like it equates to the actual shuffling of those decks each time. So
I believe it, man. Listen, we all know here, we've all been kids once. Kids are cheaters. They cheat. Daniel, it sounds like we do have a board game aficionado here, and that'll come in very handy in just a moment. But first, Craig, let's reset your score to 0 in order to level the playing field. And now let's get into our final game, which we are calling Rules Are Rules. Unless you're a kid, because you're gonna cheat. All right, here's how it works. For each question, we will display a prompt on the screen followed by a rule taken from the instruction manual or official rules of a classic board game. The first to buzz in and name the game gets the points. Each question in this round is worth 100 points and stealing is allowed, and for full points this time. This is also a timed round and the clock will start as soon as I finish reading the first question. So, here we go. Question number 1. From the game invented in 1979 by Chris Haney and Scott Abbott, 2 Canadian newspaper editors, once you've collected one scoring wedge in each color, make your way to the hub and try to answer the game-winning question. I will go with Daniel. I saw that hand go up first.
that Trivial Pursuit.
Yes, that is Trivial Pursuit. Ooh, very quick with it. You guys are good at this. This is fun. We're moving on to question number 2. John Spinello was an industrial design student in the early 1960s when he created a game that includes this instruction. Shuffle the specialist cards and deal them out one at a time so that each player gets an equal number. Daniel?
Operation?
Yes, Operation. You're 2 for 2. We're gonna go right into question number 3, everybody. Invented by a German dental technician in the 1990s, what game says that you may establish a city by upgrading one of your settlements? Craig? Daniel? All right, we're running out of time right now. The answer is Settlers of Catan. Yes, created by Klaus Truber. Question number 4, here it is. Before Milton Bradley became a household name, the first game he ever developed at 23 years old includes this rule. If you think you might have the most money, place your car on millionaire estates. All right, we got Craig.
Monopoly.
Close, but no cigar. Daniel, would you like to steal?
Is that the Game of Life?
It is. It is the Game of Life, everybody. Question number 5. Invented by Albert Lamorisse, this game went by a different name until it was acquired and renamed by Hasbro in 1959 and dictates that no matter what you've done on your turn, you may, if you wish, end your turn by fortifying your position. Daniel?
Risk?
Yes, you got it right.
Ah, that was a total risk.
You took a risk on Risk. You risked it. Yeah, these are bad puns. All right, question number 6. This game was originally based on the ancient Indian cross and circle game called Pachishi and includes the following rule. You must bring all 3 of your pawns into home by exact count. Oh, Daniel?
Sorry?
Yes, goodness gracious, you are good at this. I'm sorry, Craig, he's an expert. History, mystery, expert. There we go. Uh-oh, you hear that? That's the buzzer. And that brings us to the end of our final round, everyone. Let's check those scores, and I'm actually very sorry because Craig, you only had 0 points while our history expert had 500. I am sorry, Craig, you are unable to make it past our mystery history expert, which means you did not beat the game this time, but thank you so much for playing with us. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here today. And a big thank you to our mystery history expert, Daniel.
Great game, everyone.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm JD Witherspoon, and this has been Pop History.